I don't know who else needs to hear this, but child of God, the pain of God's rescue is much better than the pain of death or destruction. So I was watching a video about a deer that was stuck in the mud. And then there was a Good Samaritan who was trying to help it. And as he was helping the deer, he had to pull the deer by the ears, which was a better outcome. But I'm sure it was quite painful because what it means is that the weight of the deer's body was carried by just the ears, but it led to its freedom. And that is what matters. And I've noticed that many a times when you have stuck yourself in the mud and the Lord is helping you out, pain is involved. But that pain is much better than the pain of death by exhaustion or by being attacked by another animal, which led me to reflect on the xenophobic attacks which were scheduled on the 30th of June 2026 in South Africa. And I know it was so painful to watch all those people going back to their nationalities, so going back to their national countries, and most of them didn't even know what to do when they got there, especially Zimbabweans. It was very painful. But one thing that I've noticed about the way God operates is that it may be painful today, but it's leading you to a better position. The One of the examples that I can give is that of the Israelites. They had to endure the Red Sea, they had to endure the wilderness, they had to endure manna. But at the end of the day, they were going to a better place. They were going to Canaan. We also have Lot, who had to leave everything that he knew, even lost a wife in the process, but it then led to his freedom. And then our Joseph, he had to endure the betrayal of the brothers, the pit, Potiphar's wife, the jail, only to end up in the throne. And because of that, you can notice that there is a trend, there is a way that God operates. Being stuck with his brothers, as Joseph would not fulfill his purpose, but he had to go through a bit of pain to get to the throne. The same goes for Lot. He had to leave everything that he knew behind, including his wealth, the wealth that he had gotten from Abraham. He had to leave it behind. He had to lose a wife, only to end up in a place where there was life. And so it may be painful that you're being pulled out by the ears, but it will save, it will rescue you. And that is what is important to always note and to always remember. In any case, this xenophobic attack, scare, and the like, it is not only a good thing for those that live South Africa, but it also gives a time of reflection to South Africans themselves to say that there is no nation that can live without other nationalities in it, that can live without helping others. Because I saw a video where a lady was saying, I went to a Chisanyama and it was empty, and yet I thought South Africans grooved from Monday to Sunday. They're now coming to the realization that their small businesses were actually being kept afloat by other nationalities, by people from other countries, and it will be a wake-up call to them. Some houses no longer have tenants. There's so many cars that were on credit now that we have to be repossessed. The small businesses, if a Chesanyama is there, obviously there's the butchery, obviously there's with they buy alcohol, but obviously there's a bar, and all those small scale businesses are going to feel the heat of the absence of the foreigners. The same goes for the job market, inexperienced employees, even doctors. Someone was saying, is it not better to have your brain surgery done by a foreigner with 7 years experience, or to have a local working on your mother, or operating the brain of your father who is just a year in the field. And so it's going to come a time where they'll also realize the importance of other nationalities, the importance of foreigners. And so it's two birds with one stone. Those that have left will see the hand of God, will see that where they're going may actually be better. And those that are left with their country, they'll realize the importance of other people. And the next time they'll open their borders for foreigners, they will treat them with the respect that is due to them. And with that, it is.